I beg to differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters, now 10. One winner, 2 million naira. Sponsored by Lesheho Microfinance Bank. Supported by Chrisland Schools, Olaiya Foods, Obiwizi, Ofly, Doxy, and Massey Street Children's Hospital. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ. A Tournament of Champions.
We're back. Final hour, final debates for round 2. Just off that riveting, really brilliant debate. Credit to all our judges. It was a split decision and it was very close. 2 of our judges had fairly similar scorecards in terms of direction. The other 2 had similar scorecards in terms of direction. And that's healthy enough. It comes down to perception and processing of what the kids said. In the end, pretty close, the closest we've seen in the national finals. And yet, if you thought it was all over, just wait until you see what happens in our final debate of the day. This debate pits 2 interesting contestants here. You want to help with that, Yvonne?
Yes, definitely. Well, we will meet, or rather, meet these 2 interesting contestants from Lagos. Ajekigbe Mercy Eyitola is a student of Inglewood Academy at Greek Ikorodu. She is 15 years old. An SS3 student. She has won 6 debates. Was the champion from season 7. She has never lost a debate. Her chaperone is Mrs. Ajekigbe. Her opponent is Ogunneye Ayomide. He is equally 15, a student of Ikorodu Senior High School, an SS3 student as well. He has won 2 debates and lost 1. Ogunneye Ayomide's chaperone, well, he will have to tell us. Who accompanied you here today?
My mom, Miss Ogunneye.
Mrs. Ogunneye.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, the topic for this hour, Nigeria. The topic for this hour is: should sex education focus more on abstinence or comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality? One of them will say, yes, sex education should focus on abstinence. The other will say, no, sex education should focus instead on the comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality. We will find out how they picked last week and what sides they will debate. I will start with you. You will oppose the motion. Yes. So you will say instead of focusing on abstinence, it should focus on the comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality. So Ajekigbe Mercy will say that sex education should focus more on abstinence. Yes, is that clear? Are we good?
Yes,
fantastic.
Your judges are Chief Judge Dr. Chikingbadi Che, Judge Amabasi Akove, Judge Ufoma Egbamuno, Judge Elizabeth Michael, and Diction Judge Yvonne Okhaifo. You know the rules, both of you. You know the rules. So can we just get to it?
Yes, we certainly can.
Right. Special thanks to all our partners: Chrisland Schools, Olaiya Foods and Catering, Biloxi, Call to Fly, Obiwizi, Master Street Children's Hospital, and of course, sponsor Lesheho Microfinance Bank. It is now time to go into the debate proper.
It is now time.
And just as we do that, please remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to Babatunde Abdul Salam, who leads our digital broadcast team alongside Olamide Faduju, Kenneth Odreme, and of course Samuel Iwuji. You want to follow the broadcast, Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info. You cannot miss it.
Also follow Nigeria Info on Instagram, Nigeria Info IBTD, okay? At Nigeria Info IBTD, we drop snippets of the debates from the previous episodes up to this time. So just follow Nigeria Info. I beg to differ.
And one final reminder to refresh your feed on Facebook and YouTube, so you don't get stuck on the previous debate, okay? We've started a new feed. Refresh so that the new feed can come to the fore, all right? And you'd see both of these contestants. You'll see us. We've been the same since the first debate, but the contestants have changed to this fine young man and this beautiful young woman.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Let's go. We will begin with the motion supporter, Ajekigbe Mercy. Ajekigbe Mercy will say that sex education should focus more on abstinence. Her opponent will say sex education should focus on the comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality. Ajekigbe Mercy, it is time to open your case.
In a world full of choices, teaching abstinence is about giving young people the tools to choose a healthier and more secure future. These are not my words, but those of the former Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence. With this, I pose the question: should sex education focus more on abstinence or the comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality? Moderators, adjudicators, and my co-debater, good day. I am Ajekigbe Mesetola, a student of Inglewood Academy, and I firmly support that sex education should focus more on abstinence. Why? Firstly, reduces teen pregnancy. Abstinence is the only method that guarantees 100% effectiveness in preventing pregnancy. According to the National Institute of Health, abstinence education led to 30% decrease in teenage pregnancy rates in 2016. Secondly, prevents STIs. Abstinence completely prevents the transmission of sexually transmitted infections, STIs. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) reports that even with correct condom use, the failure rate is approximately 18%, which does not fully protect against STIs. Thirdly, healthy relationship building. Abstinence education emphasizes on the importance of building a strong and non-sexual relationship based on communication, mutual respect, and trust. The National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health found that teens who abstain from sex are more likely to report satisfaction in future relationships. Furthermore, strong parental support. According to the Pew Research Center, 75% of parents prefer abstinence-focused sex education for their children as it aligns with their cultural and religious values. Also, simplicity of messages. The abstinence education provides a clear message, which is to avoid sex until marriage, while comprehensive sex education can be quite confusing due to its broader scope. According to the National Campaign to prevent teen and unplanned pregnancies, abstinence to prevent teen and simple messages are more effective for long-term retention. Besides that, lower abortion rates. According to the Guttmacher Institute, abstinence education led to 50% decrease in abortion rates by reducing teen pregnancy. However, abstinence education, which includes contraception education, often shows mixed results and does not always translate into lower abortion rates. Next, promotion of self-control and discipline. Abstinence-focused sex education helps teens to develop self-control and make disciplined choices about their sexual health. According to the American Journal of Health Studies, teens who receive abstinence education demonstrate 30% better self-control. Undoubtedly, mental health benefits. Research from the Journal of Adolescent Health found that teens who engage in sex without emotional readiness are more likely to experience regret and lower self-esteem while abstinence education helps teens to avoid this by encouraging them to wait until they're emotionally ready, reducing negative mental health. Moreover, reduces peer pressure. The National Abstinence Education Association found that 75% of teens in peer pressure programs are more likely feel less pressure from peers to engage in sexual activities as a result of strategies given in these programs. In addition, focus on academic achievements. Abstinence education focus. Thank you.
All right. The opening rounds, the presentation rounds for Ajekigbe Mercy Eyitola, 15 years of age, SS3 student of Inglewood Academy at Greek Ikorodu. Her opponent is Ogunneye Ayomide. He's 15, likewise SS3 student of Ikorodu Senior High School. He gets his chance to open.
Ogunneye Ayomide will say that sex education should focus on the comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality. You now have 3 minutes.
Now, teaching teenagers about sex without comprehensive information is like giving them a map without direction, because knowledge is essential for navigating their sexual health issues. On that note, good day. My name is Ayomide Ogunneye, and I'm here to oppose the motion, which is to sex education focus more on abstinence or comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality. To begin with holistic understanding, comprehensive education provides holistic understanding of teenage sexuality, equipping teenagers with the knowledge to make informed choices which go beyond the mechanisms of sex to include relationship, consent, and emotional intelligence. Besides that, safe practices. Teenagers with comprehensive knowledge of sex education education are more likely to engage in safe practices. This includes understanding contraception, prevention of sexually transmitted infection, and importance of mutual consent. According to the survey of Ali Group, comprehensive self-education is an effective public health strategy in reducing sexually transmitted infection, adolescent pregnancy, and enhancing teenage confidence in society. In my next point, reducing pregnancy. By understanding contraception, relationship, and the implications of sex, teenagers are equipped with that knowledge to make decisions that delay or prevent unintended pregnancy. According to the National Institute of Health, now 60% of teenagers who have comprehensive knowledge of sex education are less likely to get pregnant than those who receive abstinence-only education. In my next point is inclusivity and diversity. Now, comprehensive education includes information on all sexual identities, ensuring that all teenagers are fully understood and well represented. This inclusivity helps to combat bullying and promote acceptance. According to a survey by Gleason, 75% of LGBTQ students reported to feel safe and more supported when comprehensive sex education topics that includes LGBTQ was implemented in the United States of America. In my next point, reduce shame and stigma. Comprehensive education helps to reduce shame and stigma associated with sexual discussion. This open approach helps to promote healthier relationship and attitudes among teenagers. In my next point is supporting mental health. Comprehensive sex education helps to promote mental health by addressing issues like body image, self-esteem, and emotional well-being. According to research by Public Health, comprehensive education was associated with 20% lower risk of anxiety related to sexual health issues among teenagers. In my next point, building healthy relationship. Comprehensive education helps to build, maintain, and promote healthy relationship among teenagers, which abstinence education do not address. Besides that, reducing peer pressure. Comprehensive education allows teens to resist peer pressure and make decisions based on their own values and knowledge rather than external influence. This helps to build confidence and this build the confidence to say no and set boundaries in every situation they find themselves. In my next point is preventing misinformation. Comprehensive education, in the absence of accurate information, teenagers often turn to unreliable sources like the social media and peers. Most times they get wrong information from this side, but comprehensive education allows teens to have the accessibility to comprehensive and accurate information by trusted adult or professional personnel. In my next point, comprehensive disconnect from reality. Abstinence-only education often fails to match reality that so many teenagers are sexually active, with 60% of high school students to have engaged in sexual activity before graduation. Comprehensive education provides practical real-life information, including safe practices if these teenagers choose to be sexually active. My last point, comprehensive sex education support mental health. Thank you.
Remember, you will get a chance during your rebuttal and closing rounds to, add extra points if you want. But during the rebuttal round, you will have to first refute your opponent's points before going ahead to add extra points of your own.
We'll be right back after this short time.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They are Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties, where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices for a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off that device of yours to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy, literally your guy. With offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. So make sure you are following Obiwizi on Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page. Yes, that is on Instagram. You could send an email to the email address info@obiwizi.com or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com. They are also on X at Obiwizi, literally Obiwizi. Obiwizi is spelled Obiwezi. Yes, Obiwizi. Follow them on all pages and of course all social media platforms and get that device of your dreams.
Welcome back. Thanks to Obiwizi and the rest of our partners: Olaya Foods and Catering, Biloxi, Chrisland Schools, Master Street Children's Hospital for the health cover for the kids. Chrisland Schools are our host institution. Obiwizi providing prizes, gadgetry prizes, and they are the plug for all gadgets. Lesheho Microfinance Bank, our sponsors, we appreciate them. It is now time for us to proceed to the rebuttal rounds between 15-year-old Messi Eyitola Ajekigbe and Ayomide Ogunneye, both of them SS3 students of Inglewood Academy, Agric Ikorodu, and of course Ikorodu Senior High School, respectively. A quick reminder, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. You get to vote. At the end of this debate, we'll make a determination as to which of the three debaters who unfortunately lost their debates will be given the solitary wild card. We'll also determine the best debater of the three winners. So, to the rebuttal rounds we go, Yvonne.
Yes, Femi, we will revert to the motion. Opposer?
Yes, ma'am.
Ogunneye, Ayomide, it is time to refute your opponent's points. You have 3 minutes now.
Now, still standing on the existing protocol, I'm here to rebut my opponent's point. To begin with, my opponent mentioned that abstinence from education reduced teen pregnancy. I totally disagree with you because a research, according to Pew Research Center, teenagers with comprehensive knowledge of sex education, 50% of them are less likely to engage in sexual activities. So I wonder how the people who do not engage in sexual activities will actually have accessibility to pregnancy. In fact, according to the National Institute of Health, 60% of teenagers who have knowledge about comprehensive education are less likely to become pregnant than those who receive abstinence only education. And one of the points you made was it reduced sexual transmitted infection. Really, a research conducted by American Psychological Association, according to Pew Research Center, in fact, the Gut Matter Institute, these researches and studies have all confirmed that abstinence only education do not have any effect on the reduction of sexual transmitted infection. If you think I fabricated all of this, you can make your research after the debate. In my next point, you mentioned healthy relationship building. Comprehensive education also teaches, maintain, and promote healthy relationships among teenagers because of the availability of practical life information and safer practices it provides. In my next point, you said strong parental support, and the fact that when you make the mistake, we said that 25% of parents supported abstinence only education. Do you know that according to the Gut Matter Institute, United States of America, 91% of parents supported comprehensive self-education than abstinence only education, who have only 25% that you stated. In your next point, you mentioned lower reduction in abortion rate. I totally disagree with you because according to research conducted by the American Psychological Association, comprehensive sex education reduces the rate of abortion among teenagers by up to 40% in the United States of America. In my next point, you talk about simplicity of messages. Yes, abstinence from education can be very simple, but you know that most of the time they deduct real information that teenagers need to have access to. Now, curiosity is one of the major attributes of a teenager. As a teenager, we are curious to know a lot of things. Now, if you don't tell me real information or practical information that I can use when issues arise in terms of sexual health, how will I be able to overcome this? Why will you make that message simple? Why will you make a message to be simplified? Why can't you just give me the practical real life information? I want to know why sex is not good. I want to know what the consequences of sex. I don't stop telling me to stay away from sex, because most of this time, abstinence only education do not provide knowledge for the use of contraceptives, do not even give advice for students on how to reduce or prevent sexual transmitted infection. In fact, they do not even engage or tell children on how to improve mutual consent among themselves. In your next point, you said promotion of self-control and discipline. How can you be disciplined about what you don't know? How can you protect yourself from what you cannot, what you don't have idea about? I don't have idea about sex. You are telling me to stay away from sex. You do not tell me how to go about this. In fact, science has even confirmed that sex is healthy. You saying that sex should be avoided by teenagers is the wrong notion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ay.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All right, you've heard the rebuttal round of Ayomide. This is the sprint debate. Okay, rebuttal round now for his opponent, Ajekigbe Messi.
Correct.
Eyitola.
Eyitola will now get 3 minutes to refute her opponent's points.
Thank you, moderators. All protocols are respectfully observed. I see Ajekigbe Messi, and I stand by the fact that sexual education should focus on abstinence. You're with me, and I'm here to rebut some of my opponent's points. Firstly, my opponent said comprehensive sexual education reduces in pregnancies through the emphasis on contraception. However, you need to understand that emphasis on contraception can also be seen as normalizing and encouraging sexual activities among teenagers, with giving them false security that they can do this freely due to contraceptives. However, also according to the Gut Matter Institute, 9% of women who use contraceptive pills still experience unintended pregnancies. That shows that contraception is not 100% effective. However, abstinence is the only method that guarantees 100% effectiveness in reducing pregnancy. Second, you also said that you mentioned that abstinence education can enable teens to make informed choices. However, research have shown that the frontal cortex of adolescent brain, which is responsible for decision making, is not fully developed, which means that adolescents cannot avoid they cannot understand mixed message. They need clear message to be able to make wise decisions. And our comprehensive sex education gives mixed message. Why abstinence focused education, sex education, is very, very clear. I can direct them. He also mentioned that it supports mental health. However, it supports mental health. Like I said before, comprehensive sex education can lead to teens engaging in sexual activities as they see that is a normal thing, and by doing that, it's actually damage their mental health, because people mostly judge teens who engage in sexual activities, and this can lead to depression, anxiety. He also said that according to the Pew Research Center, 25% of parents support abstinence, but I did not say 25. I said 75% of parents, and the parents that he said that actually support comprehensive sex education, many of them does not know the explicit content of comprehensive sex education. You also mentioned that it builds healthy relationships. However, comprehensive sex education usually emphasizes on sexual relationships. However, abstinence education emphasizes on building a strong relationship that goes beyond the physical reality, that is emotionally and socially. With this, I hope I've been able to rebut my opponent's point effectively. Thank you.
Well done, and right on time as well.
Most certainly. We'll take one more break. When we come back, it will be time for the closing arguments between Ajekigbe, Mercy Eitola, and Ogunneye Ayomide. Don't go anywhere.
This is, I beg to differ, the National Tournament of Champions. Stick around.
Nigeria. There's a bank that's helping people grow their businesses and achieve their goals. Leshaho Microfinance Bank. With easy loans and rewarding savings options, Leshaho Microfinance Bank is more than just a bank. It's a trusted partner in progress. So, if you need a quick and affordable business loan, Leshaho Microfinance Bank is there for you. Present in 11 African countries, Leshaho is committed to improving lives across the continent, including right here in Nigeria. For more information, visit leshaho.com/Nigeria or follow us on social media at Leshaho Nigeria. Call 0905 391 1450 or email nigeria@leshaho.com. And see how Leshaho Microfinance Bank is improving lives every day.
Welcome back. Thank you. All right. It is now time for the closing argument.
Absolutely.
Between these two youngsters. What unexpected drama yet lurks in the dark recesses? Let's find out.
Well, let's do just that. We will revert to the motion supporter for this round. Ajekigbe Mercy will now close her argument. Mercy, you have 3 minutes to rest your case.
Thank you, moderators. All protocols are respectfully observed. I speak Ajekigbe message. Standing on the fact that sex education should focus more on abstinence. Here with me are my closing remarks. Protection against expectation. Abstinence education can protect young people from sexual expectation by teaching them how to set boundaries and recognize the importance of consent. A study published in the Journal of Interpersonal Violence found that teens who received abstinence education are more likely to recognize and resist coercive behaviors in relationships. Furthermore, reduces risk of legal consequences. Engaging in sexual activities as a minor can have legal consequences, particularly if there is a significant age difference between the partners. However, abstinence education helps to clear the path for teenagers by encouraging to clear the path for teenagers. Furthermore, he said focus on academic achievements. Abstinence focused education promotes academic achievements between promote academic achievement by telling teenagers to focus more on their studies and future goals rather than engaging in sexual activities. Also empowerment through knowledge. Abstinence focused education empowers teens with knowledge about their bodies, relationships, and potential consequences of sexual activities, helping them to make informed decisions. Moreover, cost-effective approach. Abstinence education can be more cost-effective compared to managing the potential consequences of sexual activities such as STIs and teen pregnancies. According to the CDC reports that abstinence-focused sex education can approximately save $4,000 per teen in avoided healthcare costs. Moreover, in avoided healthcare costs. Thank you.
All right then. Well done, Ajekigbe Mercy. She has rested her argument. We will now give Ogunneye Ayomide the same opportunity to do likewise. It is time to rest your case.
Once again, my name is Ayomide Ogunneye, and here are my closing argument. To begin with, alignment to developmental needs. Now, the teenage is the critical stage of development when teenagers explore their identities and relationship. Now, comprehensive sex education aligns with the developmental needs by creating relevant and timely guidance for teenagers. In my next point, long-term health benefit. Comprehensive education provides long-term health benefit include reduction in sexually transmitted infection and improving reproductive health care later. Healthcare outcome later in life. In my next point, reducing sexist attitudes. Comprehensive education can reduce harmful sexist attitudes like misogyny and toxic masculinity. Now, toxic masculinity, thereby promoting peaceful egalitarian relationship among teenagers. In my next point is reduction in the rate of abortion. According to a research conducted by the Economic Institute, sex education can reduce the rate of abortion by 71% among teenagers compared to abstinence-only education. In my next point is reduction in sexual transmitted infection. Now, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, sexually transmitted infection, comprehensive education can reduce the rate of sexually transmitted infection by up to 71% compared to areas when adolescent-only education is prevalent. Going on to my next point, resource allocation. Concentrating too much on abstinence-only education can divert resources that need to be invested in teaching essential topics like general health and emotional well-being of all teenagers. In my next point is reducing sexual violence. According to research conducted by Center for Disease Control and Prevention, comprehensive sex education can reduce the incidence of sexual violence by up to 40% among teenagers. In my next point, gender equality. Comprehensive education helps to promote gender equality by challenging stereotypes and teaching that teenagers have the self-respect and equality, thereby building a platform a more equitable relationship among teenagers in our society. Going on to my next point is mutual respect and consent. Now, teaching teenagers about comprehensive knowledge of sexuality, can make them understand that mutual consent and respect is essential in the sexual behavior among teenagers. This will help to promote a more mutual respect society in our world. In my next point, legal and social implication. Now, teaching teenagers about comprehensive knowledge of sex education, they understand legal and social implications like sexual consent, digital privacy, and social consequences for their actions. In my next point, cost effectiveness. According to research by Guttmacher Institute, for every dollar spent on comprehensive self-education, the public saves more than $7 in healthcare costs related to teen pregnancy, with sexual transmitted infection, and other sexual health issues that are found among teenagers. Going on to my next point is reducing the rate of abortion. According to research conducted by the National Bureau of Economic Research, comprehensive education can reduce the rate of abortion by up to 41% among teenagers compared to areas when adolescent-only education is prevalent. Thank you.
Right on time.
Yeah, the young man scurried off the moment. Right on time. Okay, it is done. It is over. The debate is complete. Now, what a brutal day it has been. What a brutal day. In the first hour of debate, Minanenge Ofori David went up against Bedford Friday Fortune. In the end, David prevailed. In the second debate, Oluwalade Demilade went up against Okeoji Delight, and Demilade prevailed. In this final debate, it's Ajekigbe Mercy Yutola up against Ogunneye Ayomide. The judges are collating their scores, all of them. It just occurred to me that every single debate today has been one young fellow against one young lass. So a gentleman and a lady, each of the debates. Two of those first two debates, the boy has prevailed. Let us see what happens when we come back. Please feel free, go to our sites, our social media handles, our YouTube and Facebook pages, Nigeria Info, and of course on X. On X. Look for the post on X, Nigeria Info FM. And please go ahead and vote for this debate. When we come back, we'll find out how the judges have determined this debate. We'll also find out who has been the best debater today, as well as who of the three debate losers today will gain the wild card opportunity. We'll also figure out how the four successful debaters will pair up on Thursday, 2 days from now. All of that right after this time out.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They are Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties, where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices for a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off that device of yours to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy, literally your guy. With offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. So make sure you are following Obiwizi on Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page. Yes, that is on Instagram. You could send an email to the email address info@obiwizi.com or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com. They are also on X at Obiwizi, literally Obiwizi. Obiwizi is spelled Obiwezi. Yes, Obiwizi. Follow them on all pages and of course all social media platforms and get that device of your dreams.
Day one of week 2 of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions ended in an upset. What happens on Tuesday remains to be seen. At 3 p.m., Minaneng Yofuri David and Bedford Friday Fortune will debate the topic. Does the school prefecture system effectively develop leadership skills or perpetuate elitism? And at 4 o'clock, OG Delight and Oluwalade Demilade will face off on the topic. Remote learning versus in-school learning. Which method better supports student academic achievement and personal development? And the final debate of the day will pit Ajekigbe Mercy against Ogunneye Ayomide. The topic for this hour is, should sex education focus more on abstinence or comprehensive knowledge of teenage sexuality? The judges will save one more loser on Tuesday. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me as we discover the final wild card in the competition on Tuesday. I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters, now 10. One winner, 2 million naira. Sponsored by Lesheho Microfinance Bank. Supported by Christian Schools, Olaiya Foods, Obiwizi, Call to Fly, Biloxi, and Massey Street Children's Hospital. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ. A Tournament of Champions.
For nearly 5 decades, Chrisland has been unwavering in its commitment to advancing humanity through quality all-round education, dedicated service, and setting a benchmark in the educational sector. Chrisland has been dedicated to nurturing young minds, shaping futures, and fostering a culture of excellence. With 6 nursery and primary schools, as well as 6 secondary schools and a 6th form college, as well as a university to go with it, Chrisland remains a prominent educational conglomerate in Nigeria. Our schools are strategically located in safe and conducive environments in Lagos as well as Abuja. You have the Chrisland Nursery School in VGC, the Chrisland Primary School inside VGC also, the Chrisland School in the Festac area, yes, and of course the Chrisland Ladipo Uluwole location in Ikeja. There's also Chrisland in Lekki, Lagos, yes. There's also Chrisland in Okbebi, And the 6 secondary schools are, of course, Chrisland High School Ikeja, Chrisland High School VGC, Chrisland High School Festac area, and also Chrisland High School Lekki. There's also the Chrisland School in Abuja, as well as the Chrisland High School in Abuja as well, located at Cadastral Zone C10, Wumba District of Apo Mechanical Village in Abuja. There's also the Chrisland School in Katampe, Abuja. Find that at number 5 Samuel Oladele Crescent by Gishiri bus stop opposite Nikon Junction, Katampe District, inside the FCT Abuja. For parents who require a safe and conducive boarding school for their children, our fully equipped boarding colleges are situated in serene and safe environments in Lagos and Abuja will give them just the home away from home experience that they are seeking. These schools are, of course, Chrisland College Idimu, Chrisland College Katampe Abuja, and also you could visit the 6th form college, that is Chrisland Pre-Degree College at number 4 Olubumi Owa Street off Admiralty Way, Lekki, Phase 1, Lagos. Let your word be part of a legacy built on excellence. For further details and inquiries, visit our website at www.chrislandschools.com or call 0906 313 5544 or follow or like on social media on any of these platforms. On Facebook, it is Chrisland Schools, literally Chrisland Schools. On Instagram, it is at Chrisland Insta. On YouTube, it is Chrisland Schools, and on X it is Chrisland Info. On LinkedIn it is Chrisland Schools, and on Threads it is Chrisland Insta. Chrisland Schools, show forth the light.
Welcome back. The debate's over. It is decision time in just a moment. We do hope you voted. Would also read you the result of the voting in a bit. First up though, we'll start with our diction judge, Yvonne. Diction infraction, here we go.
Thank you, Femi. I will try to be as quick as possible. You both made quite a number of infractions, I guess because you were in a rush, but also because sometimes maybe you still haven't gotten a grasp of the subject-verb agreement rule. But I would suggest that you study, okay? You have to understand, especially, Ajekigbe, have you sat WAEC yet? Okay, so you should pay attention to your subject-verb agreement, okay? So that you don't suffer unnecessarily during the exam. Have you sat WAEC yet? You have? Okay, well then. So I'm just going to go ahead to the ones that I think are salient. Personnels. There is nothing like personnels. It is personnel. Personnel covers everyone that works in an organization, okay? Personnel. There is no need to add any S to that. And it is percent, not percent. Percent, okay? Percent, not P. You always say percent. It is percent, all right?
I dissent. It's not percent.
It is misogyny. Not misogyny. Misogyny, okay? It's all right. Misogyny. Of course, you still made the same mistake. A research. It is research or a research study, okay?
Can I use a study?
Yes, please, by all means.
A study.
A study, yes, according to a study. Okay, adolescent, you made that correction once, but then you reverted to adolescent again.
Old habits die.
Old habits do die hard. It is $7. $1, $7. Okay, you said $7. $7, please. I will leave the other ones and just go straight to. There are quite a lot of them, but I thought to pick out the salient ones and share with you. To you, Ajekigbe Mercy, you should pay attention to your subject-verb agreement, okay? You must. It is important that you do so. It is also choice, not choice, or choices. You said choices when it started. Choices, okay? It is reducing, not reduce. Okay. Reduce, okay? Reduce. Again, adolescent. Method, not method. Method, okay? And a few other ones, but I thought to consent, not consent. Consent, okay? Well done. The other ones are basically infractions on the subject-verb agreement rule, which you should pay attention, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, so we come to the judges' scorecards. We need to wrap this up pretty quickly. Are you with me on this, or are you leaving it to me again?
Please carry on, sir. Carry on.
Okay, So let's do this quickly. Into the scorecards we now go. Let me start on this occasion with the scorecard of George Ama. Presentation rounds. Messi 20, Ayomide 22. Rebuttal rounds. Messi 11, Ayomide 14. Closing round. Messi 12, Ayomide 14. Style. Messi 6, Ayomide 7. That is on George Ama's scorecard. Now we switch. George Ufoma. Presentation rounds. Messi 19.5, Ayomide 21. Rebuttal rounds. Messi 9, Ayomide 13.5. Closing round. Messi 11.5, Ayomide 12. Style. Messi 6, Ayomide 6.5. Taking us to George Elizabeth's scorecard. Presentation round. Messi 17, Ayomide 18. Rebuttal. Messi 10, Ayomide 11. Closing round. Messi 7.5, Ayomide 15. Oh, pardon me. Closing round. Messi 13, not 7.5. 13. Ayomide 15. Style. Messi 6, Ayomide 5. One final scorecard. Chief Judge Chike. Presentation rounds. Messi 14, Ayomide 21. Rebuttal round. Messi 7, Ayomide 13. Closing round. Messi 7.5, Ayomide 7. Style. Messi 6.5, Ayomide 7.5. Total aggregation. Presentation rounds. Messi 70.5, Ayomide 82. Rebuttal rounds. Messi 37, Ayomide 51.5. Closing rounds. Messi 44, Ayomide 48. Style. Messi 24.5, Ayomide 26. Total. Messi 176, Ayomide 207.5, 205.5. Which brings me to Judge Yvonne's diction infraction scorecard. Messi, a deduction of 6 points for your diction infractions. Ayomide, a deduction of 8.5 points for your diction infraction, which brings also a grand total of 199 points to 170 for the winner of this final debate of the second round and final qualifier into the quarterfinal before we get a wild card, congratulations to you, Ayomide, Ogunneye. Congratulations.
Well, Mercy, stick around. Hold your head up high, okay? Because judges will now decide whom to retain as the wild card.
We need to do this quickly. We'll go there. The judges will be judging. We'll be expecting the decisions in the national judges group.
Yes.
You only need to just tell us first determination.
The results are in already.
The results are in.
Oh yes, the results are in. But
we'll
Nigeria, you can of course go. There are polls up. There is a poll. Actually, there are two polls on X and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go and vote. In the meantime,
I was thinking we'd look at the polls, but let's look at
let's look at the best debate
polls
from today, from the debate.
All right.
This evening, I have the results from the polls on X and on YouTube. So on YouTube, 73% voted in favor of Ayomide to win. 26% voted in favor of Ajekigbe to win. On X, 40.7% voted in favor of Ajekigbe Mercy, beg your pardon, and 59.3% voted in favor of Ayomide to win. Okay.
I think the last 2 days of debate have taught us one critical lesson.
Yes.
A debate should not be built on speed and pace. Yesterday we saw an unexpected, unsuspected upset.
I guess we have another upset today.
Yeah.
Because Ajekigbe Mercy was the champion in the season 7 IBTD debate.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she has been upturned by,
Yes.
overthrow.
And today exacts a heavy toll.
It does.
Mercy is not the only champion who's been defeated today.
Honestly.
Remember, we also saw the defeat of the Port Harcourt champion, Bedford Friday Fortune today.
Aye.
So today exacts a heavy toll. 2 champions have lost after seeing Mary go down yesterday.
Lord, I knew to not just expect the unexpected. That taught me to just
champions
expect
are
the
just
unexpected.
falling like flies, left, right, and center. Okay, guys. So let's.
Look, Messi knows me out this year.
She knocked you out this year, right?
Yes.
Exactly, because Ayomide is the proverbial cucaracha that will just not go away. Okay.
You got your pound of flesh.
He got it.
But like Mary, like Mercy is usually speedy. But on this occasion, it didn't work. I saw Mary at the fastest she has ever spoken yesterday, and that was the one time she failed.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about debates and debaters in this country that we are always, I know you want to make as many points as possible, but slow down.
Femi,
calm down.
There's an interesting comment here. Someone is literally dancing. This fellow says it's an all-male affair today. I am so sorry. I am petty like that.
That's the brutality of today.
I am petty like that.
Oh man. The ladies are falling like flies today.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay. But the good thing is, if the guys thought the quarterfinal on Wednesday will be an all-guys affair, one of the ladies will get the wild card. So let's figure out first how the judges have decided with regard to the best debater of the day. So onto the group we go. And what do we find? Interesting.
We also have the results from the polls.
Let's hear the polls first.
Okay. So to keep a wild card in the competition, on X, 77.8% voted in favor of Okhaifo Delight and 22.2% voted in favor of Ajekigbe Mercy. On YouTube, 72% voted in favor of Okhaifo Delight, 22% voted in favor of Ajekigbe Mercy, and 4% voted in favor of Bedford Fortune Friday.
So that's the wild card.
Yes, the wild card.
Just tell me again. What? Yeah?
It's a unanimous decision on X and YouTube. 77.8% voted in favor of Delight on X. 22.2% voted in favor of Mercy. Nobody voted for Bedford Friday Fortune on X. On YouTube, 4% voted in favor of Bedford Friday Fortune, 22% voted in favor of Ajekigbe Mercy, and 72% voted in favor of Oji Delight.
Interesting. So let's see what the judges decide. The best debater of the day, Chief Judge Chike Demilade, Judge Ufoma David, Judge Ama Demilade, Judge Elizabeth Demilade, and of course, who am I leaving out? Judge Yvonne Demilade. So, congratulations, Demilade, as we decide on the one debater who gets the wild card. Straight to the scorecards. Chief Judge Chike, wild card to Delight. Judge Ufoma, wild card, Delight. Judge Ama, wild card, Delight. Judge Elizabeth, wild card, Delight. Judge Yvonne, wild card, Delight. It's unanimous. And it has serious consequences. We will see a rematch of a debate we saw today.
Absolutely.
In 2 days. Demilade will go up against Delight yet again in the second debate of Thursday.
At this point, Delight is Demilade's nemesis. We can say that.
Congratulations. Delight went up against David in the first round. She lost that.
Yes.
She was saved by the wild card. She came back, went up against Demilade. She lost, saved by the wild card
again.
And now Demilade is still there. Even Demilade must be rolling his eyes and wondering.
I'm like, oh my God, why?
But considering that David was, there was a potential, unless of course Ayomide had won the best debater of the day, Delight would have to go up against either Demilade or David again.
David, yes. Will Delight and will Delight, David and Demilade please come upstairs? If you're listening downstairs, please come upstairs. We have to give you your topics and of course decide how you will debate on Thursday.
In view of the time, however, we would have to take that exercise off the air.
Off the air.
But it will be as fair as possible.
Correct.
We do know what the pairings will be come Thursday. So in the first debate, it's Ayomide against David. David Ayomide. And in the second debate, it's Demilade and Delight. Right?
Indeed.
Beautiful.
What a day this has been.
It has been. Thank you to everybody who's made it a success. Don't worry, Mercy, you have been brilliant. And you are just in SS...
she's now in SS3. She was in SS2.
Oh, you're in
now
SS3.
She's in SS3.
But you've just gone to SS3.
Yes.
So we'll still see you again, hopefully. Okay. Yeah. You can do what you need to do. Take care, everybody. We will be back
after this
tomorrow.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.